So welcome everyone to our spring YTT 200 graduating class practice. We'd like to take a moment and introduce you to our graduates. So let's start with Nettie Harris.
Hi, this is Nettie Harris. I'm excited to be here and looking forward to this, even after that little bit of shaking we had this morning. So hopefully we can all get centered after that. So thanks for coming, everyone.
Awesome. Shauna Flash.
Good morning, everyone. I'm excited to be here, and I'm grateful that we have some friendly faces that are not in our class that we can connect with and have the opportunity to teach. So I appreciate everyone in this group that was able to make this happen today. So thank you.
Thanks, Shauna. Let's meet Anjali Garrett.
Hello.
And Chelsea Wood.
Hi, I'm Chelsea. Nice to meet you. So glad you could join us today.
Thanks, Chelsea. Christine Forstick.
Good morning, I'm Chris, and I'm so happy to be a part of this class. It's been a very great journey, and I'm glad you're here to share it with us.
Thanks, Chris. Lynette Bayless.
Hi, I'm Lynette. So glad you're here with us today so that we can practice our newly found skills on you. Thanks for being our guinea pigs. I hope you enjoy the class because we've really enjoyed preparing it for you. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Lynette. Amy Preston.
Hi, thank you guys all for being here. I want to give a special shout out and thanks to my mom and dad, Dana and Joe in Arizona. My sister might be on, Dawn, and everyone in my house, my husband, and all of my kids, if they've all woken up by now, including my daughter's boyfriend, Wyatt, is here. So thank you for being here.
Awesome. Thanks, Amy. Katie Young.
Good morning, everybody. So glad to be teaching this morning. Thank you for being here.
Thanks, Katie. Maylene Rowe.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks. Jennifer Mullins.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you taking time out of your day to come and celebrate with us the time that we put in. Hope you enjoy.
Thank you. Nicole Jensen.
Hello, everyone. I'm beyond grateful to be here right now. Thank you so much for joining us. And shout out to my mama and my partner, Charlie. Thanks for being part of this.
Awesome. Stony Taylor.
Hi guys, I'm Stony. Thank you for joining me. My main goal of yoga is to bring some sunshine to these cloudy days. And I'm so grateful for this school that has allowed me to hone in my skills and really share this with you so you guys can experience some sunshine.
Thank you so much. There are a lot of people on screen, so I just want to double check. Did I get to all of the graduates? If I missed anybody, please jump on. Okay, awesome. Milton Monson is one of our master trainers, and he has been helping me with this group. He's been side by side with me and a big part of the success of these graduates. Milton, would you introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. These women have worked really hard the last few months, and they're excited to show what they've learned. So I hope you all enjoy it.
Thanks, Milton. And then Ingrid, could you unmute your microphone and introduce yourself to us?
Good morning. Welcome, everybody, and I'm happy to to share this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Ingrid. I'm glad you're here. So as we get ready to get started here, once again, if you could all please mute your microphones, and then the person that's teaching will be heard better. To be able to see the person that's teaching, again, you can go on speaker view, and then the person who's teaching will have the biggest screen. So I'm Denise Druce, and I just want to say before this class, I'm so grateful for all 13 of these women that are going to be teaching you this morning. They are amazing, as you are about to find out. So let's get started. First up, we have Chris.
Good morning, everyone. Let's start on our mats in a nice, easy seat. And just feel comfortable sitting, shifting your weight, making sure you feel a solid foundation because our shaking has stopped for a while. And just know that just where you are, that's the place to be, to start. Connecting with your breath. If you choose, place a hand on your heart and one on your abdomen. Find your breath. Notice where your breath is coming from. Our pranayama, the highest form of discipline of our mind, is to connect with our breath. Controlling, oxygenating, finding our energy. And on your next inhale, deep breathe into your abdomen, moving the hand on your belly button if you have it there. Really inhale deeply. Exhale, feeling that hand move. And finding your ujjayi breath. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Connecting your body, your breath, and your mat. Take 2 more deep breaths. Exhale them out. Place your hands on the mat beside you. Palms forward, lifting sideways, breathing your arms straight up overhead. Reaching those hands to the sky above you. Rotate your palms outwards. Exhale your hands back down to the mat. One more time, reaching those hands straight up overhead. Reach them high over your head. Exhale your hands straight down beside you. One more time, reach those hands straight up overhead. We're going to fold forward with our hands on our next exhale. Bringing our hands to the mat. Reaching back into child's pose. Big toes together, knees wide apart, extending those hands in a nice exhale. Breathe deeply and ponder that the future is completely open. And we are writing it moment to moment during this practice. Inhale here. Exhale in your child's pose. With that breath. And we will turn it to our warm up with Jennifer.
Okay, everybody, while we're in child's pose, we're gonna go ahead and go to a child's flow. Up to a tabletop. Bring yourself back down to a child's pose. Remember to continue breathing. When you come up to the next, let's come up to a tabletop. And while we're in tabletop, we're gonna do a cat-cow. Arch your back. And then bring it down. Go ahead and tuck our toes. Come up to a downward dog. And take breath. Walk your feet or hop to the front of your mat and come into a forward fold. Putting opposite hands to opposite elbow. Go ahead and be in a ragdoll position. Move a little bit. And then we're going to come up to a half lift. Hands on your shin, leading through the crown. And down to a forward fold. And we'll repeat this a couple more times. Make sure that you engage your abdominal muscles. Have a flat back when you're in your half lift. We're going to come up, bring your arms up to a standing position. And we're going to do some lateral flexion. You can start by going to the right or to the left. Come up. We're going to do a forward fold. Come up to a half lift. Your arms up. We're going to go into a chair position. We're going to do a flowing chair. Remember to use your Ujjayi breath. Inhale deeply through your nose. And through an open mouth, you can exhale the word. And let's stand up in an extended mountain. Bring your hands to heart center. And I'll turn the time over to Shauna.
All right, from our hands to heart center, we're going to lift our arms up towards the sky. My lovely fellow graduates will be modeling for you as I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties. So I'll be talking everyone through it. We're going to exhale into a forward fold, hinging from the hips. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Into down dog. We'll inhale to a plank position, knees or toes. And then we'll move through a chaturanga. So slowly lowering down to the ground gently. Moving into cobra, up dog, or sphinx, whatever's most comfortable for you today. We'll exhale into down dog. Everyone looks so beautiful. Moving our feet or walking our feet towards our hands. We're going to move to a half lift or flat back. We'll do an exhale, forward fold. Remembering to breathe. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. And now we'll move through that just a little bit quicker this time, remembering to breathe, allowing us to center ourselves. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift to flat back. Exhale, down dog. Take just 2 deep breaths here. Inhale, plank position, knees or toes, whatever's most comfortable. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, up dog or sphinx. Exhale, down dog. Now walking or jumping towards our hands. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll do one more time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, down dog. Let's take 2 deep breaths here, in through the nose, out through the mouth. From here, we'll move to plank position. Exhale, chaturanga, being mindful of our joints, not pushing ourselves too hard. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, or walking our feet towards our hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. And then we will move on to my fellow graduate that has Sun B.
Okay, and as we're in mountain pose, bringing our hands up, rising them above our head, sitting back as if we're sitting into a chair, putting our weight into the back of our heels into chair pose. And now we're going to be doing this by movement. And then exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, lengthening the crown, bringing us straight back to a half fold. And then exhaling, stepping or hopping our way into downward facing dog. And then taking a vinyasa. So chaturanga coming into plank, and then chaturanga, and then cobra up dog. Moving our way back into downward facing dog. Now inhaling our right leg, reaching up, and then exhaling, stepping our right leg in between our hands, turning that left foot at a 45-degree angle, rising our hands above our head, keeping our shoulders away from our ears, into warrior one. Inhaling and exhaling, bringing our hands back down to the ground, stepping the right foot back, an option to take another chaturanga or staying into downward facing dog. Meeting in downward facing dog, beginning to lifting the left leg, stepping and then exhaling, stepping it in between our hands, turning that right foot, this time at a 45-degree angle, rising our hands above our head, keeping our knee right above, directly above our feet, into warrior one. Exhaling, bringing the hands back down to the ground. Stepping back, again, option to take a vinyasa or listening to our body and coming right into downward facing dog. Beginning to take a couple of breaths here. We'll stay here for about 4 breaths. Maybe even sighing it out. A loud sigh, inhaling. And now beginning to step or hop our way into forward fold. Inhaling our arms, sitting back into chair pose. And then exhale, forward fold. And inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, placing our hands down on the mat, stepping back and taking a vinyasa or downward facing dog. Inhaling our right leg up, bringing it, exhaling, bringing it in between our hands, turning that left foot at a 45-degree angle, rising our arms above our head. Really putting tapas, which is discipline, the fire, into play. Exhaling, bringing our hands back down to the ground, stepping that right foot back into plank. Option again, vinyasa or downward facing dog. And beginning to lift that left leg, exhaling it, bringing it in tight into the core, stepping it in between the hands, turning that right foot, this time at a 45-degree angle, and rising the hands above the head. And now exhaling, bringing the hand back down to the ground, stepping back into plank. Again, option to take a chaturanga, vinyasa, or downward facing dog. And now hopping or stepping our way into forward fold. And then rising our hands right back into our wonderful chair pose. Namaste.
chair pose, take a moment to really ground yourself into the earth. Engage the core. Keep your hands at heart center. Take a deep cleansing breath here. And then with a nice straight back, gently twisting to the right in twisted chair. Press your palms together, keeping your shoulders stacked. Opening the chest. And breathing. Thinking about lifting that left heel off the ground. And balancing it by sending it back into a lunge. Here you have the option to lower that knee into a kneeling lunge. If you'd like extra padding, you can always fold the mat over or use a blanket. And just stay in that twist. Inhaling into the belly. And exhaling with a sigh as you gently unwind. Here, you can lift it up into a low lunge, that back knee. Fingertips pressed into the top of the mat. You have an option here to rise up into a high lunge with your arms overhead. Breathing. Maybe even exploring some stillness, especially after we had experienced another earthquake this morning. Being okay with that calming, still presence. And step that left foot back into a forward fold. Taking a moment to ground yourself here. Maybe you can gently root toes into the earth as you rise up into a chair. Hands to heart center here. Trying to keep the knees stacked over the ankles. Keep a nice straight back as you gently moving in one direction at a time from the spine, twisting into that chair, and the right elbow gently rests on the left knee. See about lifting that right heel and stepping it back into that kneeling lunge or low lunge. Whatever feels good for you in this moment. Gently unwind. Staying in that low lunge or rising up into a high lunge. And lower the arms, bring your hands to heart center, and step it on up to the front of the mat. As we begin our warrior flow.
Inhale in, exhale forward fold into downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up, exhale it through to step through your thumbs into warrior one. Make sure your front toe is pointed towards the front of the mat. Your knee is stacked over your ankle. Your back foot is at a 45-degree angle. And you're reaching up towards the ceiling while relaxing your shoulders. This is the warrior series. Take a few breaths here and get comfortable in your hips. If you feel any pressure on your lower back, go ahead and shorten your stance or open your hips to the corner side of your mat. Important to breathe. On your next exhale, we're going to move into Warrior Two, widening your stance. I don't think I want it. I don't know if Nicole's muted. Widening your stance and stretching your arms out. Your front heel should be dividing your back arch in half. Again, continue to keep your knee stacked over your ankle joint. Important to breathe. On your next inhale, flip your front palm and reverse your warrior. You can take your back hand down to your leg, but don't put any weight in it. Reach up to the ceiling and open up your side body. Think as if a string is pulling you up from the ceiling. And breathe. On your next exhale, take your body into side angle. Your right elbow comes to your knee, and your left arm reaches up to the ceiling. For more of a sensation, you can take your arm overhead and engage your core. This is a strong pose, extended side angle. Breathe. On your next inhale, bring it back up to Warrior Two. Exhale, cartwheeling your hands down to the ground. And an option to take another vinyasa or meet back in downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Step it between your hands up into Warrior One again. The Warrior series is such a strong pose. Use your feet to ground into the earth, and at this uncertain time, let's be strong. Reach your hands up to the sky, turn your pinky fingers in, relax your shoulders, stacking your joints, knee over ankle. Breathe. On your next exhale, exhale to Warrior Two. Widening your stance, opening your hips to the side of your mat, stretching your front arm and your back arm away from each other. Gaze over your front arm. Engage your core. Breathe. Sink into that front knee if you can. Make this a strong pose. On your next inhale, flip your front palm and reverse your warrior. Open that side body. Extend your top arm to the ceiling as if a string is pulling you. Breathe. Exhale to extended side angle. Once again, take that left arm and you can gently put it on your knee. Your right arm reaches towards the sky, or for more of a sensation, you can take it over your head. Breathe here. This is a very strong pose.
Hello.
Inhale to Warrior Two. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down to the ground. Take an optional vinyasa or meet in downward dog for our next series.
Starting at the front of your mat, step your right foot back to a narrow stance, warrior one. From here, hinge at your hips, bending forward over your front hips. Fold over your left leg, hands come to floor or to a block into pyramid pose. From here, feel that left crease in your hip and pushing down into your left toe. Rising back up, arms overhead. Let's just pivot to the right. Sorry, I'm not sure if I'm on or if Amy's on. Pivot to the right. We're moving back into triangle on the right foot. Hinge over your hips. Hands come to floor. Feeling that crease in your right hip, press down into your right toe. Rising back up, let's bring our hand to our foot. Through here, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Step into a down dog. Raising our right leg, let's step between our hands and come up into a warrior two pose. Hinging forward, tilt forward and just gently turn your body as your hand comes down to your shin, a block, or the mat. Gazing up to your left hand. From here, let's bring your hand back down to your right hand and left hand next to each other. We're going to go into a twisting triangle, so your left hand will stay placed. Raise your right hand to the ceiling. Bringing that hand down, go ahead and move through a vinyasa or meet in down dog. This time raising our left leg, step through to the left, rise into a warrior two. Tilting forward, left hand comes to the mat, right hand raises to the sky. From our triangle pose, let's bring our right hand back down to meet our left. Keeping your front leg either straight or bent, raise your left hand to the sky. Twisted triangle. From here, let's move your hands, crawl them around to the center of your mat, and we'll come into a wide straddle pose. From wide straddle, go ahead and bend a knee, drop a hip, hang heavy here. Take a few moments to just feel that, what your body feels. Crawling your hands back to the left. Let's meet in down dog. Raising your right leg, bend your knee and open a hip. Make circles with your knee, circle your ankle or your toes. And bring the right leg back down. Step it out. Raising our left leg, bend our knee, open a hip. Circles, ankle circles. Opening up that hip. foot back down. Gently hop or walk to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms to the sky. And exhale, hands to Anjali Mudra and onto Anjali.
Moving on to some balancing poses. At the front of your mat, you'll step back your right foot so that your feet are both facing forward, but they're not too close together. Imagine a set of railroad tracks that you're stepping on. So from here, you'll hinge at the hips forward, finding that hamstring, good morning hamstring, and bringing your hands to the floor for pyramid pose. Our left hand will find the floor maybe 5 inches in front of our left foot, our front foot. And our back leg will begin to lift up towards the sky if we feel balanced enough. And if that is balanced, we can bring our right arm towards the ceiling and begin to open our side body up for half moon. And if you fall, you can blame it on an earthquake. Lifting here and placing our foot down into a wider pose on the wide side of your mat. Squat here and bring your arms up for goddess pose. Finding a deep squat. And if that is balanced, we can find the balls of our feet for another little balanced goddess pose. Remember to breathe. Placing your heels on the ground. Pivot our feet to the other side of our mat. Find those railroad tracks again. And hinging at the hips towards the ground, we'll find pyramid pose once more. Hands to the floor if it's available to you. Deep stretch. Find your balance. Maybe challenge your balance here, lifting back left leg, top arm, and opening towards the ceiling for half moon. Bringing your front leg, your top leg, in front of you for standing staff, where our knee is just bent at a 90-degree angle, foot flexed. We can stay here as this is an excellent way to build up balance. Or if you choose to wrap the top leg over, you can either find the floor with your toe, or you can hook it around to the back of your calf and find your left arm, nesting your right arm inside of it, and sitting deeply for eagle pose, squeezing our joints here, detoxifying our joints. Be nice to yourself. It's difficult to find these poses when the ground is shaking. Release the pose, and if you choose to find warrior 3 here, we can kick back like a drinking bird. Warrior 3. Meet your feet together. Now raising right leg for standing staff. Find your roots here. Imagine roots growing from your left foot into the ground, holding you steady. Maybe wrapping the left leg over, balancing on the floor or hooking the calf. This time right arm nests the left arm. And clasping the hands, letting our eagle perch deeply on that branch. Your left leg here is the branch. Squeezing out our joints. We're unwinding, maybe challenging yourself here, kicking back, warrior 3. Slide that foot on in. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. And stepping back into downward facing dog. Ready for Katie.
Dropping down onto our knees into child's pose. Extending the arms long on the mat and letting those hips sink down onto the heels. Breathing deeply. Just letting your body relax. Standing work is done. Woo. We're gonna come laying down onto our bellies. And we're just gonna come into an extension here so we can rest those forearms onto the mat and letting that chest come up into extension. So just letting those legs rest heavy. You can kind of scooch those thighs back slightly to really elongate the low back. And we're gonna let those shoulder blades drop down on the back, letting that chest open up. And breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And 2, we can elongate the low back by imagining we have mud on our hands and we're kind of scraping that mud off. So it's kind of extending forward here and then letting those shoulder blades draw back down. Allowing our body and chest to come into extension so that we can be ready for locust pose. Let's take one more deep breath in. And exhale, engage the core slightly here, drawing those shoulder blades down, shoulders away from the ears. And slowly lowering that chest down onto the mat. We're coming into locust pose, so we'll bring those arms down to the side of the body and palms will be down onto the mat. We're working towards having our legs touching, but definitely don't need to. Everybody's body's different. So however your legs feel most comfortable on your back here. You can leave your legs on the mat. Let's extend first, lifting the arms up off the mat and then the chest. And then if you'd like to lift those legs up off the mat, if that feels okay on your back. Make sure that you're breathing and then looking down at the mat too to keep that neck nice and long. Nice. All look beautiful. Let's take one more deep breath here, feeling that extension. Really good for chest opening and back strength. And exhale, coming back down on the mat. You can rest one cheek onto the mat and relax. So next pose, we're gonna come into bow pose. And if you'd like to just do locust again, that is great. However, whatever feels good on the body. Boat pose, we're gonna bend at the knees and we're gonna reach those hands towards the ankles. And if you can reach on the ankles, you can grab on those ankles, feet flexed, and then kicking into your hands. Your legs are about hip distance apart. Awesome extension, breathing here. This is a great pose for digestion and extension again. Breathe in and exhale, release. You can rest that opposite cheek onto the mat. Let's do this one more time for those that just reach towards one leg. So you can switch opposite legs here if you did just one leg. So let's come again into that extension. And again, if locust feels good, more power to you. Reaching towards those ankles, breathing in. Awesome extension. Make sure that you're protecting your back too. So if you need to back off a little bit, whatever feels good on the bod. One more in breath. And exhale, release down to the mat. Good job, guys. All looked awesome. If you like to windshield wiper your legs side to side just to release that low back here, might feel good. And then slowly coming into child's pose just to counteract that, the pose we just did in extension. So just letting that low back release. And coming into all fours.
From our tabletop position, we are going to cross our ankles one on top of the other, and then slowly shifting our weight back over our heels. We're going to come all the way around onto our sits bones with our legs crossed in front of us here. If you'd like to take the option of half lotus, you can take one of your ankles and try resting it in the crease of the opposite hip. Pressing down through the knees, really grounding through our sits bones, lengthening the spine here. If you'd like to place your hands at heart center just to catch our breath again, feel free to do so. Just gonna really ground through our sits bones here, finding our center before we do a few leg stretches. Nice deep inhale here, and a long exhale, sighing it out. When you're ready, we'll extend both of our legs out in front of us into Dandasana. If you need to remove any extra little fleshy bits from the sits bones, feel free to do so as well. Toes are flexed, knees are straight or bent, whatever feels comfortable to you. Don't want any strain on the hamstrings here. But on our next inhale, we're gonna reach our hands up above head, really stacking our vertebrae on top of each other, coming into a nice tall spine. And then we'll exhale, hinging from the hips, we're gonna reach towards our toes, attempting to place our forehead to our knees, releasing the neck here, rounding everything out. Filling your belly, attempting to touch your thighs here. Really flexing those toes, keeping everything active. Just breathing here and noticing what this forward fold feels like now on your sits bones. On your next inhale, go ahead and draw everything back up. We're gonna bring our right heel in towards our groin. Our left leg is still extended straight out in front of us here. If this right heel is more on your shin, that is great. You'll get the same stretch no matter where your foot is placed. On your inhale, really stack up, rise up, extend towards the ceiling here, and then exhale, hinging from the hip. Once again, we're coming straight over that left leg, attempting to grab those left toes, trying to keep both of the sits bones on the mat. Feeling a good stretch here in the hamstring. Just inhaling and noticing where the tension is, and exhaling, trying to soften that part. Inhale once more. Exhale to soften that tension. Inhale, we'll rise up, stacking the spine once more. Changing our legs, drawing the left foot in now. Right foot is still extended out in front of us, toes are flexed. We're gonna take that nice deep inhale. Exhale, fold forward, attempting to grab those right toes, trying to place the forehead towards the knee. If it doesn't get there, that's okay. You should be getting the same stretch no matter what. Inhaling to notice the tension, exhaling to soften. And again, inhaling, notice. Exhaling, release. On your next inhale, we're rising up, extending the left leg back out in front of us for Dandasana. And then we are going to bring our hands next to our sits bones here and just peeling the legs open, coming into a seated wide straddle. Toes are flexed towards the ceiling. You may have a bend in your knees, that's great. Wherever you're at today, just notice what you're feeling here and try to really ground through your sits bones. On your inhale, arms go up. On your exhale, we're hinging from the hips and coming over to the right foot here. Right hand can drop towards the mat. Left hand is extended over the ear. Just getting a good side body stretch on the left. Breathing and noticing. Opening the chest, kind of trying to peel that left shoulder back. Inhale, rise back up to center. Exhale, left hand drops, right hand goes over, getting a right side body stretch here. Trying to pull that right shoulder back, really lengthening through that right side body. Beautiful work, everyone. On your next inhale, come back up to center. Hinging from the hips, engage the core. We're gonna lean forward here into the center. Hands come to mat wherever is comfortable. And just kind of release the neck and round out, really feeling a good stretch in both hamstrings here. Toes are flexed towards the ceiling, keeping everything nice and active. If your elbows can come to the mat, beautiful. If your forehead comes to the mat, even better. You guys are doing fantastic. Just breathe and notice here. Inhaling to be aware of the tension. Exhaling just to soften into that space. Warming up those hamstrings, warming up all the leg muscles here. Toes once more are nice and active. Inhale, engage the core, rise back up to center. We're going to exhale, bring everything out in front of us into Dandasana once again, where Chelsea is going to lead us through our next portion.
I'm Lynette, and I will be leading you through core. So from Dandasana, come to table pose, making sure that your wrists are underneath your shoulders and your knees are about hip distance apart. We're going to strengthen our core, pull your belly button into your belly, and carefully lift one hand in front of you and one leg behind for sunbird pose. If you would like a little bit more, you can bend your stretched out leg and reach back for your ankle for the bind. Just pull up hard and put resistance against your hand and feel that stretch in your upper quads. Back to tabletop. Let's do the opposite side. Reach your arm forward and your opposite leg back. Hold that for a moment. Just feel how that feels. Engaging your core. Bend your knee and reach back for your ankle. Once again for the bind. Okay, from here, let's move into tabletop again and go into a plank position. From plank, I'd like you to twist your feet so that we're going into a side plank, making sure that your elbow and your shoulder are right over your wrist. Now, if this is hard on your wrist, also engage your core and really pull your hip up in this. If this is difficult, you can put your knee, lower your knee to the mat. And then if this is good, you can stay here. If you would like a little bit more, go ahead and raise your leg. Okay, come back into tabletop, and we're going to do that on the opposite side. Move into your plank position. Turn into side plank with your arm extended. Drop your knee if it hurts your wrist, and then lift your leg and hold that position for a few breaths. Okay, from side plank, let's go into a seated position with your feet flat on the floor. You're going to bend back into boat pose. So what you want to do is find that space just in between your two sit bones. With this, you can lift one leg, you can lift the other leg, you can hold on to the back of your knees if that feels better, or if it's available to you, make your knees parallel and extend your arms out in front. Go back into a seated position with your knees bent. Put your hands behind your hips with your fingers pointing towards your feet. And we're going to lift our hips up into reverse table. Now, this is a great shoulder stretch. And you really have to engage your core muscles to lift your hips up off of the ground. Your gaze can be to the ceiling, or if it's better, you can have your gaze back to the wall behind you. Come back into a seated position. We're going to do boat pose once more on this side. From boat pose, if you want a little more, you can actually extend your legs straight up in the air. If not, this is fine, or you can keep one foot down, and we're gonna row our boat. Row our boat just back and forth a couple of times. And then back into reverse table. Put your feet on the floor about hip distance apart. Really engage your core and lift your hips. Feel that wonderful stretch through the top of your shoulders. That looks really good, guys. Once more, we'll do one last boat pose. Whatever variation you would like, you can row your boat, you can hold it, you can hold your knees, whatever is feeling good for your body today. Lower your feet back into reverse table. Maybe take a little bit of a rest here. Okay, come down with your knees, with your feet on the floor, your hip distance apart. Reach your fingers towards your heels. And just get a nice stretch in your back. Okay, from here, what I'd like you to do is we're going to go into a bridge pose. If you have a block available, that would be great. If not, Bend your knees, lay flat on your back, and pull your heels in towards your buttocks and reach down with your fingers towards your heels. From here, engage your core and really stretch up and try to get a really nice stretch through the front of your back, or excuse me, through the front. And engage your core muscles and your buttock muscles. If you want a little more, you can pull your shoulder blades onto the mat, clasp your hands behind your hips, and press. Really try to get a good press through your shoulders and press up a little bit higher up through your hips. And hold that for a couple of breaths. From here, lower back onto your back, and we're going to practice shoulder stand. Shoulder stand, all the inversions are good for your digestion, good for your mental state. Okay, rest here for just a moment. And then bring your knees up to your chest. Tuck your arms close to your hips, and then carefully try to lift your hips up off the ground, using your arms as a lever to hold up your hips. And then, with a lot of energy, stretch your legs up into the sky. Try to get as straight up into the sky as you can. Feel that energy flowing all the way from the tips of your toes down through the top of your head and back up again. And hold here. Now, slowly, slowly lower one vertebrae at a time. You can bend your knees. Not muted. And back down onto the floor, for Chelsea is going to lead us in our supine positions. Okay, find that comfortable position. And then from here, just bring both your knees into your chest. And just roll from side to side. And then gently bring your knees up and hold on to your big toes, pulling your knees down to the ground, towards the ground, pushing your tailbone into your mat for Ananda Balasana, happy baby pose. You can open up those legs, bring those knees down, bring your shoulders into the mat, and then rock from side to side. Breathing here. Maybe lengthening one leg into archer, bringing that other knee close. And then the opposite leg. Lengthening one leg at a time. Now bringing both of the heels of the feet together. Squeezing in. If you can bring the soles of your feet together, and then gently placing the soles of your feet together but towards the ground into a butterfly supine position. Letting those legs fall open. Taking a deep breath here. And then lifting those legs straight up to Viparita Karani pose, waterfall pose. Just spending a minute to breathe. Both legs straight to the sky, feet flexed, in an active pose. Rolling those shoulders to the ground, to the mat. And then let's bring that left leg to the ground and bring your right knee into your chest, hugging it tight. Couple breaths here. You can come right to your chest, or for a little more sensation, you can bring it to the right of your rib cage into that shoulder area, squeezing tight. And then bringing that same right knee across your body, extending your right arm out, taking your gaze over your right fingers, keeping that right shoulder on the ground, feeling that nice spinal rotation. Just that left knee hangs heavy on the left side of your body. And then bring that knee back in. Bring the left knee in, and then now extend that right leg and hug that left knee into your chest. Or bring it to the left of your rib cage for a little deeper sensation. And hold here, feeling, breathing. Now bring that left knee over to the right side of your body, extending your left arm out, and your gaze comes over those left fingers, keeping that left shoulder firmly on the mat, letting that left knee hang heavy, feeling that spinal rotation, that twist. And then gently bringing that knee back into your chest, extending that leg, finding a nice, comfortable place to come into your Shavasana. We'll have Ingrid lead us into our final corpse pose.
Now we're coming into Savasana, the corset pose, la postura del cadáver. Please lay down on your back, close your eyes, and rest your body. I'm going to speak in Spanish for a little bit, and then I will bring you back in English. A continuación, desplaza tu atención lentamente a cada zona del cuerpo, comenzando por la parte superior de la cabeza, finalizando los dedos de los pies. Quédate con cada parte durante un instante y a continuación relájala. Acepta cada zona de tu cuerpo, cualquiera que sea su estado. Cuando todo tu cuerpo se encuentre relajado, toma conciencia de lo que sientes. Lo que sea estará bien. Quédate con cada sentimiento durante un instante y luego déjalo ir. Eres el observador pasivo de tus sentimientos. Imagina que una corriente de agua fresca, transparente y purificadora que fluye a través de ti los arrastra. Cuando este torrente cristalino aleja todos tus sentimientos, comenzarás a sentirte paz y claridad en tu interior. Take a deep breath. Wiggle your finger and toes. Slowly come back to a seat. Hands in the heart center. Thank you for coming today. Namaste.
Thank you all so much. What a beautiful job these teachers did. I'm seeing some hand claps. If you are a participant today, wave your hands if you loved what you just got. Any of you that would like are welcome to unmute and stick around and celebrate with us. I'm going to stop the sound if it hasn't stopped already. I am going to sort of present certificates to our graduates right now. And what we'll do is I'll hold your certificate up to my screen like this. And so you can grab a phone, take a picture of it. If you're a friend or family, maybe you can snap a photo. These will be going out in the mail tomorrow, so you'll have the real deal. But I just thought it'd be fun for you guys to see that on screen. And then when you get your certificate, you're welcome to unmute and say anything you want to say. Okay. So as a reminder, again, speaker view allows you to see whoever's talking big. Okay, so let's start by congratulating Stony Taylor.
Hey, Stony.
And Stony, did you want to come on and say anything? Did you get a picture?
I did actually. I got a little cute video. but
Okay,
I,
okay.
But I want to say thank you, Denise, for you are amazing, and I am so grateful that I got the opportunity to be in this teacher training. And my mom's actually in this class as well.
Good.
I don't know if she might wave, but she helped me get into this, and I just love how Denise. Oh yeah, she has a camera out right now.
Oh, good. Hi, Mom.
But I
Here,
love.
we'll do this again.
Yeah. But I just love how Denise really, she's got like such a deep purpose for the school. And I'm so grateful that I get to be a part of this with everyone here. That is my soul tribe. I just know it by my heart. And so thank you for everything, Denise. And I hope to continue.
Thank you, Stony. Thank you so much. Woo! Okay, Shauna Flash.
Yay, Shauna.
Yay.
Get it?
Just to thank you to everybody for being here and an opportunity to teach this class as part of our graduation. I think that this is probably the best class that we've ever taught as a group together. And I, said it last time, but I'll say it again, that it's incredible to see the growth of all these ladies, and I'm grateful that we were able to do this. So thank you, everyone, and Denise and Milton.
Thank you, Shauna. This is so weird to not be able to give you a hug when I do this. Okay, Nettie or Annette Harris. Whoops, I'm getting them too close, aren't I? There we go.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did it. Thank you. I'm gonna get a picture of that. Oh yeah, perfect. Thanks.
Tommy.
Yay.
You guys, is it backwards on your screen, or
No,
is it?
no, it's
Good.
fine.
Okay. Okay,
So,
good.
So thank you. Really, I love all of you, and I can't believe the deep love I have for everybody. So special and so wonderful. And Denise, again, thank you for sharing your life's work with us. We are so very lucky, and so yeah, I'm so grateful. Thank you.
Thanks, Nettie. Oh, okay, awesome. Nicole Jensen.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm beyond grateful that I have had this opportunity to further my knowledge and to meet all of you wonderful souls. This is a very exciting new chapter in everyone's life.
Yay! Mom's like waving her hands. Yay! Awesome. And Nicole's partner, Charlie, has been a big support and is also part of one of our programs right now. So that's great to see you today, Charlie, and thanks for all your support. Chris Forstick.
Thank you so much for this journey.
You're so welcome. Okay, Maylene Rowe.
Oh my goodness, Denise, thank you so much for just literally everything that you touch is magic. So thank you so much for sharing your gifts with us. I feel so grateful to have stumbled upon this program, and I just can't wait to see where we all go from here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maylene. Thank you. Amy Preston.
Oh, thank you for allowing me to be a part of this. I came here wanting to learn how to do the poses, and I learned that and so much more. I've known Denise for 30 years, and I knew she was a pretty special person, but I did not know she had so many gifts, and she had the power to bring so many people together. And I'm leaving here with so many great souls that I can continue to be friends with, I'm sure. And thank you to Milton. You are pretty special.
Thank you, Amy. Woo, okay. Who knew that this could be emotional, even like this? Jennifer Mullins.
Yay.
Thank you, Denise. I thought just my job was going to change my life, and it did by meeting you, even more so than I expected. And all of you beautiful ladies, I appreciate the support, letting me cry, and all the craziness I caused, having to leave all the time. But we made it through. You guys are all amazing, and I'm so proud of every one of you. Thank you for being a part of my journey.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Jennifer. Lynette Bayless.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yep.
I thank you so much. This has been a journey like nothing that I expected at all. And I just feel like I've been, my eyes have been opened and my heart has been opened. And I just appreciate all of you guys. And I'm a real crier, so I apologize for that. But Denise, your passion for what you do is very contagious. And I came into this program not thinking that I wanted to share with this, with my yoga or my knowledge. And I just really do feel very blessed to have been able to be a part of this and to get to know all of you. And you touched my life in so many ways. Thank you, all of you. Namaste.
Thank you, Lynette. Katie Young.
Oh man, it's hard not to get emotional about this because I just feel like this program has really been life-changing for me. And it's hard not to get emotional because it really has touched my life in such a big way. And before we started teaching this class, I had the Facebook page up, and my fiance, who you saw in class today, he saw that. He's like, oh wait, let me see that picture. And he's like, so which one of them are your closest friends? And I was looking at everybody in the picture, and I was like, every single one of them I've connected with and I love. And that's a big thing to say about a group. So I love you all, and I couldn't be happier.
Love you. Thank you, Katie. Thank you so much. Anjali Garrett.
That's me. Thanks so much. It was really sad when we weren't able to continue in person, but I feel like it worked out pretty well. So that's really amazing that we were all able to do that and cooperate, but thanks.
Thank you, Anjali. Beautiful. Chelsea Wood.
Unmute.
Okay.
I got it.
Did you get it? Okay.
I got it. Yes, thank you. I have just had so much fun. I looked back at my emails. I was looking for an email from you, and my first email to you about getting yoga trained was in 2015. So it's been 5 years that I've had this kind of on my mind, and so I'm happy to be done, but I'm really sad to be done too. My husband's like, oh, you're just so excited, you get your Thursdays back. And I was like, and he's like, actually, he looked at my face and he said, oh, actually, I think you're going to be really sad. So I'm so happy, but it's a little bit sad too. I've loved every minute. So thank you.
Chelsea, I have to say, I'm probably glad you didn't connect in 2015. That was our first year of training with Yoga Assets. So thank you for giving me 5 years to work out the kinks. All right, and last but not least is our beautiful Ingrid Jensen, our Hermosa. Ingrid? Ingrid, are you there? Oh, she's there.
Sorry.
Oh, we love you, Ingrid. You did such a beautiful job on that Shavasana. That was so beautiful to hear you do that in Spanish. Thank you.
I just want to say to you, thank you so much for this opportunity, Denise. You helped me a lot and you believe in me and you give me this opportunity, change my life about more better future and help people. And you are my angel and I never forgive you about you. You know what you make in my life and I appreciate that. We hold my heart and God bless you and I love you. And I want to say to Milton, thank you and for being my friend and kindness with me and each one beautiful ladies in the group. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ingrid. Before we sign off this class, I want to say to the friends and family that are on here, I personally am so deeply grateful to you for sharing your person with us. Those Thursdays are long days, and for many of you, that was a sacrifice. You supported your person financially and with your time and with your energy and with your love. And we could not have done this without your support. So thank you for being here today, but thank you really for encouraging the person in your life who just graduated to follow their dreams and to step into the bigger version of themselves. And I can't express enough gratitude to you for your support.
Thank you.
All right, folks. So